He's got a swollen ankle. His face is all red. His head is bruised. He's got injuries because of you. Because you're angry and you can't deal with it. And the fact that you're nude and just beating the shit out of this kid is, quite frankly, alarming. And then what are you doing?
I'm staying with the baby.
Do you hear this?
Vaguely.
You vaguely?
It sounded
okay.
like a verbal...
How big is your house? 17,000 square feet?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
On September 21st, 2021, a Florida detective interrogated Brittany Myers, a neonatal intensive care nurse, following the documented physical assault of her 14-year-old son. This analysis examines the legal framework governing that interrogation and the charges that followed.
2,300 square feet, okay. You can't hear your son's screaming, asking for help, basically begging her to stop, and you're just fine with this.
He acts like that in a verbal altercation, any kind of altercation.
Did you hear her striking him?
No.
Okay. All right. I'm pretty sure everybody heard it. That's why we got 3 complaints about it to DCF about the ongoing and violent abuse for especially him, but also, okay, and I don't know what the history with, it's not why I'm here, that's why she's here. The reason I'm here is because you beat the shit out. It was unnecessary, it was malicious, and it was ongoing for an unreasonable period of time. We're talking 4 minutes. 4 minutes. I got tased for 5 seconds, and that was an unreasonable amount of time. Okay, you beat him for 4 minutes. That's just what's on video. The fact that you won't show us the ring video, you don't think that that's a little alarming?
Just because
have you seen the video? It's on the ring cameras. Have you seen the video of her beating him on there? The audio's there, the video's there. You're okay with this? You heard him.
I don't have to make a statement right now.
You don't have to make a statement. You're not in custody, and you're free to move. But you're a man, are you? Are you not?
Yes.
Okay. Your son, who don't you want him to grow up to be a good man and not beat the shit out of his wife and his kids?
Yes.
Okay. Or do you want him to grow up like her and just beat his children? Because this cycle is what starts people who just beat the shit out of other people when they can't process their emotions. And that's what you're doing. You can't process your emotions. You can't deal with it. So it manifests in anger. And he's 14 years old. You should not be raising children because you can't deal with it. Okay? I talk to child molesters and murderers. I don't beat the shit out of them. I talk to them like a human being. I just sat here for an hour talking to you like a human being, and I shouldn't have been. You should have known from the moment I walked in here what type of person I think you are. Okay? And quite frankly, universally amongst the DCF and the Sheriff's Office, we quite frankly think you're a monster. This is not the first time. This is the first time it's been recorded. Okay? And the first time that it's been played for me. All right? I'm the supervisor of the Persons Crimes Unit. I deal with domestic violence, child abuse, homicides, rapes, sexual abuse, all these things. And this is a really, really, really bad act of child abuse, in my opinion.
can't get that help.
Okay, so do you think now, after listening to me and watching that video, do you think now that you hitting him the way that you did for a minimum of 4 minutes was a reasonable use of force to discipline a child?
I'm not answering that because you're going to arrest me.
Okay, don't answer it. I don't care. I'm telling you that it's not. I'm telling you that I work for the state of Florida. I work for the county of Flagler and the Flagler County Sheriff's Office. I'm trained.
I didn't beat him for 4 minutes. That's the problem. It wasn't like 4 minutes of continuing. It was fighting back and forth.
Are you familiar with mental abuse? Emotional abuse? How do you think these kids are going to grow up? What do you think they're going to do to their kids? When you get a call from your granddaughter or your grandson and they're hysterically crying and saying, "Daddy beat the shit out of me with a sandal," you're going to be so upset, and then you're going to remember this day, and you're going to remember that you did that. It's all your fault. This guy is soft as fucking vanilla pudding. Look at him. He's not doing anything to stop his wife from beating up his son. That's a huge problem. You should be arrested. You know that? Culpable negligence. You're not doing anything. What are you doing? You're just letting your wife just run the house and beat the shit out of everybody? Your daughter cuts herself. You think she just cuts herself because she had a bad childhood? Who created her childhood? That's you. The self-harm is because of you. And listen, you had a probably worse childhood than anybody. Stop the cycle. Stop it. It's on you to continue this or not. You're just continuing the pattern. Your kids are going to grow up worse than you did. And they're going to be doing things that are worse than you're doing. They're going to be self-medicating with drugs and alcohol, way worse than weed, because now weed's not cool like it used to. Okay? When you and I were kids, we're the same age. I was smoking weed in high school too, because that's the cool thing to do. Smoking cigarettes was dangerous back then. Cigarettes don't even freaking exist anymore. The kids are going to be using pills, heroin. This is the same shit that we see all the time. Victims of child abuse grow up to be criminals and grow up to suffer massive consequences because of the abuse they suffered at home. You want to talk about PTSD? Listen to this kid. He went through a fucking battle. And he didn't even hit you. He didn't do anything. He was defending himself the whole time and you're just pummeling him. I don't care if it's with a sandal or not. I don't care if he's got a black eye or not. It doesn't. Not all wounds are external. I've seen that. I've met the kid this morning. He's a cute little boy. He asked if he could sit in a rolling chair because he thought it was fun to twirl around. He's a fucking child. What is the point of that? Look at him. You don't have any like emotional response to this guy?
To my kid?
Yeah. Look at his face. Look at his face.
Yeah.
He deserves to be beat?
No. I don't know how to...
Do you recognize that you need help?
Yeah, we do.
Okay, no.
No.
No, there's no we in here, sweetheart.
I recognize that I need help.
It is you. You have anger problems. You immediately jump to violence when you can't handle something. Okay? It is hard raising kids. I have 2. I get it. Okay? I don't have 4 or 5. I understand that. But when they're little, they're a handful. Okay? When they get older, they're a lot worse. Okay? And most of the problems that we deal with in Flagler County are for 15, 16-year-olds. I get it. I 100% get it. But violence is not the answer. You know that because you've been raised in a culture of violence. You have PTSD from tragic things that happened to you when you were a kid. And now you're just running it back and putting your kids through it? What the fuck sense does that make? What's the point of this? Take his phone, throw it in the garbage, and tell him that, okay, no internet for 2 months. Whatever. And then what is he going to do?
Turn around and get another one and get on the internet?
Then do it again and punish him again in some other fashion. Beating him is not going to do anything. Beating him causes him to run out of the house, ride his bike down the street, and call the police. Beating him makes him go to school and then call SRDs, the school resource deputies, and tell them that his mom's beating the shit out of him. And then now look at you now. You got the police at your house 2 days in a row. DCF is in the middle of your life. You didn't even have access to your kids last night. You shouldn't have had access to your kids last night, but you broke that. You shouldn't have been here. You know that.
They said we could be here as long as somebody was awake.
Were they awake the whole time?
Yeah.
Okay. That's not what was explained to us.
No, yeah. Everybody was awake.
All right. This is you're manifesting excuses to try to justify abhorrent behavior. Okay.
At 2 minutes 16 seconds into the footage, Myers states she does not have to make a statement, legally accurate, but incomplete. The detective correctly clarifies she is not in custody and is free to leave. Under Miranda versus Arizona, rights advisements are required only during custodial interrogation. The court confirmed in Oregon versus Mathiasen that questioning someone in their own home after telling them they are free to go is not a custodial setting. Myers' pre-arrest statements are fully admissible. Her Fifth Amendment right protects against compelled self-incrimination, not against voluntary questions. The core criminal charge falls under Florida Statute 827.03, which defines child abuse as the intentional infliction of physical or mental injury upon a child. Aggravated child abuse, a first-degree felony, is triggered by aggravated battery. Florida courts apply an objective reasonableness standard to parental physical discipline. Repeated strikes to the head with a hard object, kicks to the genitals, and sustained choking of a non-resisting teenager do not meet any reading of lawful parental discipline under that statute. The father's criminal exposure falls under Florida Statute 39.205, the mandatory reporting law applicable to any person with knowledge of ongoing child abuse. Failure to report is a third-degree felony punishable by up to 5 years in Florida State Prison. The father was present, heard the assault, and did neither. The detective's statement that he likely committed a crime is a direct application of that statute. The detective frames the abuse through the objective reasonableness standard from Graham versus Connor, the Supreme Court framework for evaluating proportionality of force. A teenager refusing to hand over a phone provides no legal basis for sustained physical assault under that standard. The conduct documented was not simply excessive, it was criminal.
The behavior is unconscionable. And I guarantee you, if the supervisor of AdventHealth was to see this video, you would just be out of a job tomorrow. Okay? You'd be working at McDonald's. Because that's the type of person that you are, because you can't process. What if there's a baby crying in the NICU? You're just slap them around a little bit? Shut the fuck up? Is that what happens?
No.
Okay, why not?
They're babies.
Oh, okay. So having to smack all these kids instead of coming up with creative forms of discipline, which are widely available on the internet or widely available through resources that you've had access to with DCF, CPC, all these things, and recognizing that because of the abuse you suffered as a kid, you probably don't want your kids to suffer through abuse. You never took any of these opportunities. You never thought that it was a better idea to break the cycle and stop it, right? That's like being a heroin addict and then just giving your kids heroin because you're like, yeah.
We have tried different alternatives. That's the problem.
Spanking at this age is going to lead to him being defiant and lead to more behavior that is going to lead you to get more angry and fall back on the behaviors that you have here. That's what it's going to happen. And it's going to continue for all 5 of the kids. When they hit puberty, you're right. When they hit puberty, they get defiant and they become assholes. That's just human nature. And they probably won't level out till 24, 25. It's ridiculous. But shouldn't you feel an abundance of love, unconditional love, where you don't want to see your children cry?
I do. I don't want to fight with them.
No. I fight with my kids. Everybody fights with everybody. The point is, don't you want to express unconditional love and make your children feel loved? Don't you feel anything when he's hysterically crying, asking, begging you to stop?
Yes.
It doesn't look like it. You just hit him harder. That's all you did. Hit him harder. And guess what? We're going to get a search warrant for Ring. We're going to pull that video, and we're going to use that against you. Okay? So you can show me, not show me. Your attorneys, you have every right to have your attorney tell us not to look at it, and that's fine, because it's evidence of a crime, and you know it. You know it. You thought that we were just going to skate out of here because we didn't have video of it, but luckily, thank God, had the presence of mind to videotape what you were doing. Okay? And you, man, you cannot allow this sort of behavior. You probably committed a crime by not getting involved, literally. My kids were in an interview room, and they asked, how's your dad treat you? They would go on for an hour about how fun I am and how funny I am and where I take them and the things I do with them and how much I love them. Never once did your kids say that you love them. Never. Not once. We're there for 2 hours. All 4 kids. Nobody ever said a word about love. Your home is loveless. Why do you have kids? For the tax write-off? I mean, what? So you justify a minivan? Like, what's the point of having kids?
I love my kids.
Listen, lady, you got a really weird way of showing it. I don't know how else you could justify that sort of behavior. I mean, it's embarrassing. Are you embarrassed after looking at that?
Yes.
Would you want your job to see that? Would you want your friends to see that? Would you want her to see that?
No.
That's why I told her not to be out here, because that's really, really freaking embarrassing. And you're nude, and you're just standing over your son. You're just pummeling him with a sandal. I mean, it is abusive. It is beyond reasonableness. And that's the burden of law enforcement, is what's reasonable. And this was not reasonable. Do you agree? Was it reasonable for you to hit your son that many times?
I'm not answering that.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to say?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? Do you have anything that you want to say?
Not currently.
You don't have any questions about what happened?
Would you rather talk in private?
I can, yeah.
All right, I know you had a broken arm. I want you to keep your hands in front, okay? Are we placing you under arrest for child abuse, domestic violence? Obviously, I don't want to hurt your arm, so we're going to leave it like this. I know that since I'm not a 14-year-old boy, you're not going to try to fight me, so I'm going to keep your mind like that.
Myers was convicted of 1 count of felony child abuse and sentenced to 14 months in Florida State Prison, followed by 3 years of supervised probation. She lost all parental rights, including to a child born after her arrest. The detective receives a grade of A. Non-custodial questioning was conducted without coercion. Constitutional rights were properly respected, and the arrest was executed with awareness of the subject's physical injury. Myers receives a grade of F. The assault was sustained, deliberately targeted vulnerable areas of the child's body, and occurred against a documented pattern of prior reported abuse. The father receives a grade of D. His failure to act is both a moral failure and a statutory violation under Florida's mandatory reporting law. 3 legal takeaways from this case. First, non-custodial statements are fully admissible without Miranda warnings. Being told you are free to leave changes your legal position entirely. Second, Florida's mandatory reporting obligation applies to every person, not only licensed professionals. Silence in the face of known child abuse is a felony. Third, the reasonableness standard governs parental physical discipline exactly as it governs law enforcement use of force. 4 minutes of sustained assault on a non-resisting child is not discipline under any legal framework. Let us know if there is an interaction or legal topic you would like us to discuss in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to check out our channel for more police interaction and courtroom content.